I am completely blown away right now. Completely blown away. I just immediately had to make a video. I mean, I can't even believe it. I just saw a video on the YouTube channel AXS Fights TV. That's the name of the YouTube channel. An interview with Fedor Emelianenko. And he's speaking perfect English now. I mean, really. I mean, it was like, seemed like better than Wanderlei Silva's English. I have never heard Fedor even attempt to say even one word in English, ever. And I always thought that was kind of what was the problem with him not coming to the UFC. I just figured he's one of those, like, those Russian guys. He just didn't want to have anything to do with anything American. That's really always the feeling that I got. And even when the interviews with him, they'd be interviewing him, he'd be kind of like, he just seemed really uninterested in the whole thing. But then when you see him like in Russia or in some fights, he seems to be, you know, he'll even smile a little bit. But in this interview, he's speaking English, guys. I can't believe it. Now look we haven't seen Fedor fight for a number of years now. I mean, when he was in Strikeforce, that's like over 5 years ago. And then those few fights that he fought after he lost in Strikeforce, you know, that's just a few years ago. But that really, again, that was overseas, and it was just like, I thought he was just, my feeling was he was just doing it for the money. Pedro Izzo, he probably got a huge check for that, and but he's smiling in this interview. He's speaking English, so he's been away from MMA. He's been doing something, and he's been working on his English, and I'm really shocked by this. I can't even believe it. I mean, he literally could personally have a conversation with Dana White. You know, so I have a feeling that he may be coming to the UFC, and he's smiling, which means he's in good spirits. And man, if Fedor is motivated to come to the UFC and win the title, win the heavyweight title here, I believe he can do it. If he puts his mind to it and he wants to do it, I believe he can do it. Like I said before, you know, this guy hadn't lost in 10 years, and they said he wasn't training. His mind wasn't into fighting at the time, right? Kind of right when he started to lose. And I believe that. I believe it because, and they were saying, yeah, I've even heard Bas Rutten saying maybe he had some injuries. Well, which could be, because he literally looked like he had less muscle mass. And, you know, I had a shoulder injury before when I was personal training, and I mean, you really lose interest in something when you are in pain to go do something. Even Phil from Pantera, when Pantera was kind of on its collapse, when they were falling out, they made Reinventing the Steel without even seeing each other. Phil didn't even see Dimebag. They played the guitars over here. He was like on the other side of the country or something doing the vocals, you know. But he had back issues. He ended up having back surgery, and he was in a lot of pain. Even he said, you know, you don't feel like being yelling and aggressive, and you're not into that when you're in pain. And that's kind of how I felt when I was personal training. I hurt my shoulder. I think it was from excessive mountain biking, and I just really wasn't into it. And that could have been the case with Fedor. You know, if you have some nagging injuries, you're just not into it. And I know his father had passed away, but a lot of time has passed, and you know, I've seen some videos of Fedor teaching seminars and whatnot, and he looks very physically fit. I mean, the guy's speaking English now. I mean, I'm just completely blown away by this. I mean, I really want to see him come to the UFC. Like I said, if he wants to fight, and it looks like he really does. And guys, this is awesome. This is really good news. And I can't even believe it. I was like, what is going on, man? I've never even heard him speaking one word. You know, that's kind of the problem with Jose Aldo. You know, you see Jose Aldo at these conferences with with Conor McGregor, and he's all irritated because he does not know what's going on. He does not speak English. I mean, think if you were sitting there, everybody's speaking Polish or something, and then all of a sudden someone comes over and grabbing your belt and is in your face. You don't even know what's going on. And part of that too, they even said there's a translation problem. You know, say if someone doesn't really like what's going on, they'll translate what somebody said, but they can make it sound completely different. You see what I'm saying? So it makes it hard for a fighter that doesn't speak English, unless your translator is really good. But the thing is, you know, when someone's telling you about another side, you're never really going to get the full truth because you're not hearing it yourself. You know, it's not the same. And with Fedor speaking English, I mean, there's no reason that they shouldn't be able to work something out, especially since the guy probably needs to make some money. And man, what a big draw, and just in everything. So I really see it. And plus, the UFC has more money now. They're a bigger organization than they were back in the day. They didn't have as much money, like literally like 8 years ago. Strikeforce paid him more money than probably the UFC was going to. Of course, Strikeforce ended up going out of business. So anyway, guys, that's crazy. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. But Fedor Emelianenko is speaking English now, and I'll see you later.